How could I have anticipated that the child who assisted me in setting up the coffee maker would step into my abode and I would come to understand that I abandoned my toys and a few deeply personal items, garments strewn across the couch, not to mention that all would transform following that moment. Instant solitude enveloped me. However, when I ventured to acquire that coffee maker, all thanks to the gentleman, today I would not find myself alone at the store. Who would have imagined that a naive youth would traverse my way that allows for reflection and consideration, an unforeseen path? Allow me to share with you all things from the very outset. I am, at the age of 60, having navigated the complexities of life post-divorce for 15 years, and I have been residing in solitude. Naturally, I possessed my intimate moments and cherished belongings, matters solely for my own enjoyment. I indeed employ them so frequently that I scarcely realized when I inadvertently placed them in full view at the heart of the living room. Perhaps it was merely a routine. Perhaps it was a method for bridging the chasm of solitude. Regardless, that morning felt utterly ordinary. My sole intention was to purchase a cup of coffee, creator, and proceed with my day. However, that a young man named Ryan transformed everything when he extended his hand in assistance. As I lifted the cover, the door allowing him to enter with the box, I was completely unaware that the day was on the brink of transforming into something remarkable. At the age of 23, Ryan brimmed with excitement, inviting and brimming with vitality. Upon his arrival into my abode with the coffee maker in, his gaze drifted over the corner of the room. It was at that moment that his gaze settled upon something. My toys and those intimate garments I had abandoned on the sofa. I had grown accustomed to their presence there in plain sight, yet I had overlooked it entirely. Those individuals appeared to be the most mundane section of the house, holds a special significance for me. Ryan offered a subtle smile as he advanced into the living room and she asked, "You live alone, don't you?" There was a mischievous glint in his gaze. Her face flushed a vivid crimson. It transpired in such a manner, unexpectedly and awkwardly, that I was at a loss for how to manage it. Figure was merely intended to arrive and arrange the brewing device. Ultimately, I chose not to share these intimate aspects of my existence with anyone. My solitude belonged to me, and I never meant to impose it upon another individual. Ryan, I implore you, let us act as if none of this ever crossed your path. I uttered, my voice quivering ever so slightly. It seemed as though all I desired had unexpectedly disintegrated. Ryan cast his gaze in my direction and smiled. "Whatever you say," he responded. "However, you see, these matters are certainly hard to miss. They seeks a certain level of attention, much like yourself do." That intensified my feelings even further. Disconcerted, I gradually averted my gaze and whispered, "Ryan, please remember to subscribe and enable notifications for additional narratives of this nature. I understand you will find it impossible to refrain from departing. Reflect after absorbing this one fully. I'm eager to discuss it further below. Looking forward to it, to listen to your reflections." Yet with his customary warmth and sincerity, he maintained, continuing, "It's entirely normal to experience such matters arise when one is immersed in life by himself," he declared, his eyes now glimmering, illuminated by a unique glow. "Each of us, we possess our desires, you see, yet at times, this sort of thing simply falls short, doesn't it? Could it be?" I sensed the delicate emphasis in his words, lingered at the conclusion. It felt as though he was attempting to establish a connection with me, to reach out, expressed in a manner that resonated with both audacity and softly. Our gazes intertwined for a brief, in mere seconds. Within that fleeting moment, something ignition ignited between us. Tuggin, a silent pull, an understated fervor. Ryan's warm gaze enveloped me, and as each moment slipped away, we found ourselves drawing nearer. Each word he uttered, it reached deep within me. And that's when I came to understand that what I was experiencing was distinct. Ryan remarked, "I observed it the very first time you arrived to collect the coffee maker," with an unusual glimmer in his gaze. "You bestowed upon me a sensation unlike any I've encountered." I hesitated. After a brief pause, she responded, "What could I possibly articulate?" My emotions were entirely scattered yet steadfast against this gravitational tug, seemed almost unattainable. You accomplished the same for me, I replied, a faint smile gracing my lips. A young man. Otherwise, I would have never gratefully embraced your generous offer to assist and allowed you into my house. I uttered those words, yet within, a profound sensation stirred within me, one that transcended the surface. Ryan possessed, somehow it has burrowed beneath my skin. His form, his manner, his mode of expression, all aspects of him exude a sense of calm so enchanting. The struggle to maintain was becoming increasingly difficult, my gaze from revealing what I truly felt. For a moment there was a hush before I, at last, declared, I've been wearing these jeans and this shirt all day. They are constricting my breath, attempting to alleviate the tension. I shall now proceed to change into something that offers greater comfort. Make yourself at home. Ryan's gaze lingered upon me. I attempted to avert my gaze, if only for a moment, for just a moment, yet I found myself unable to do so. I experienced such enthralled by his presence, the distance that separated us diminishing with each passing moment. Above, I glided into a smooth body contouring, a dress adorned with delicate spaghetti straps. I applied a touch of makeup and proceeded to the culinary space. As I descended, I observed Ryan stood by the living room door. His gaze, whether by design or happenstance, were upon me. For a fleeting moment I found myself standing there, pausing, allowing my thoughts to wander, untamed. Very well, I mused inwardly. Young man, your aspirations are admirable, obvious. It's akin to striking gold. For me, let's embrace it. I contemplated. I kept that thought to myself, then pretended as if I hadn't. I caught him observing me and took a step back, toward him. Ryan, I said, my tone light and teasing, what's your relationship status? Are you currently unattached or in a romantic partnership? Or do you find yourself spending your nights in solitude? As I gazed at him, a flame ignited within. We were so close now that each word, every movement, every fleeting glance appeared to hold a profound significance. Upon witnessing an exhilarating blend of anticipation and timid wonder in his eyes, a smile slowly emerged on my face. If you complete the arrangement of the coffee maker, how about we brew some coffee? I suggested, hardly registering the subtle quiver in my voice. Shall we engage in conversation? Feel free to share with me everything regarding your essence. As I gazed at him, a warmth began to swell within me. Every small detail about him drawing, include me. Ryan settled into a chair, yet he remained, restlessly adjusting, grappling to find ease. In contrast, I took yet another step forward. I drew my chair close beside his. As I positioned it securely beneath me, my skirt crept upward ever so slightly, merely a few centimeters, yet I was fully cognizant of it. Ryan's gaze ascended, pausing just shy of gathering my thoughts. I sensed the keen interest. He was so genuine. I stole a glance at him, attempting to measure this newfound intimacy, and smiled. With a casual crossing of my legs, I laid an arm casually on the back of my chair. Did you find yourself growing impatient as you waited for? Is this what you mean? I playfully teased, attempting to inject a sense of fun, embraced the atmosphere. Yet the strain, the tension between us steadily escalated. Ryan, somewhat flustered yet unwavering, with a steady gaze, they inquired, How old are you? His voice trembled ever so slightly between astonishment and appreciation. I believed you. A glimmer ignited in my eyes, reaching heights of 50 feet. Did he genuinely believe I was 50? That was captivating and surprisingly complimentary. I found myself smiling. Do you enjoy our 50-year-olds better? I teased, with a raised eyebrow I studied him. Each word, every moment shared between us drew us nearer, united, driven by the intensity of the instant, the expression of astonishment in his eyes. He appeared utterly captivated by my presence. No, that's not what I intended, he remarked, somewhat reserved. You appear so youthful, and his words resonated in my mind. A haunting melody of beauty, a warmth enveloped me, yet at that moment, a sense of unease washed over me. Existing so near now, each step taken felt. A stillness enveloped the air. In the space that lay between us, I inhaled deeply and inquired, Do you possess a partner? Do you find yourself in solitude? In what manner do you find yourself passing the nights in solitude? These were questions I was enthusiastic and somewhat anxious to find out. TJ Ryan lowered his gaze, his gaze firmly meeting mine. I am, he uttered the word, alone. In that instant he thought he was solitary, yet it seemed as though the sort of solitude he didn't truly desire. Period. We exchanged glances for a. As time passed, I sensed he was aware of the fervor within my stare. Change occurred within me as I lingered. My emotions began to form rapidly, and I understood that it was time to take action. That is not how tonight will unfold, I remarked. The tone should be more resolute, infused with a sense of purpose. My gaze returned to him, and my words resonated with significance. I was aware in that the instant when everything was poised to transform. Ryan, come, I urged, my voice dropping to a whisper. Then the norm yet certainly increased. Welcoming. I gestured with my gaze, moved toward the chamber that housed the bed, and pivoted without a moment's pause. Indeed he would pursue. I sensed his footsteps trailing behind me, his breath quickened slightly. At the moment, as we stepped into the bedroom, Ryan came to a halt by the entrance. His shoulders bore a slight tense, yet his expression remained intent, filled with anticipation. I pivoted to confront him, and upon his face, I discerned a blend of uncertainty and anticipation. Ryan, are you prepared? I inquired, my voice measured and composed. Moved nearer and remarked softly, grin. I possess experience, as you can see. Reveal. Unwind. There's no reason to feel anxious. I rested my hand softly on his shoulder as I drew near. Even that delicate caress appeared to alleviate a portion of his unease, yet it further intensified the thrill within him. At that instant, Ryan's vibrant spirit encountered the assurance and determination I had accumulated throughout the years. I gradually eased the straps of my dress slipped off my shoulders. The fabric caressed my skin as it collapsed onto the ground. I sensed Ryan's gaze upon me. A blend of wonder and intrigue filled the air, and longing. Something awakened within me, yet my demeanor remained composed. I relocated, drawn nearer to him, the stillness enveloping us, nearly creating a connection. My fingertips gently brushed my fingers against his cheek, and then I lingered, anticipating his next move. Ryan paused for a moment, yet ultimately he inclined closer to me. I sensed the resolve and enthusiasm in his stare. His hands gradually settled upon his face drew nearer to mine, hovering just above my waist, until our lips finally intertwined. The kiss embodied the courage of youth and a whisper of naivety. Yet that purity alone captivated me further. I withdrew gradually. I approached the bed. I allow myself to sink onto it with deliberate intention, deliberate gestures. The frigid expanse against my skin sent a shiver coursing through me, the instant amplifying the suspense within me. I cast a glance at Ryan. He existed, remaining in place, uncertain of the next step. Proceed with the next steps. Ryan, come here, I said, the voice gentle yet inviting. I sprinted, my fingers gliding over the bed, directing towards an unoccupied space next to me. Recline. There is no cause for fear. Ryan moved at a leisurely pace, inched nearer, and gently settled down next to me. It felt as though we held our breaths, the atmosphere thick in the room, growing weightier with each passing moment. Pivoted, I reached out, my hand resting softly upon his chest, and in a gentle whisper inquired, Have you ever contemplated this moment? Envisioned it, Ryan? Ryan maintained his gaze on me, without a hint of hesitation. Beyond mere, I envisioned it, he murmured, his tone soft and somewhat unsteady. Yet I never envisioned it might truly come to pass. In that instant, every uncertainty we held was set aside. We were not connecting, not merely with our bodies but with our feelings as well. Neither of us had any idea where this was unfolding. Yet there remained a singular aspect I was convinced of. The thrill that coursed through me. Being with Ryan was an experience I had been in pursuit of. Lying beside him, the excitement within me erupted into a surge of bravery. I perched at the edge, sitting up just a bit. From the bed, I fixed my gaze on Ryan as I gently positioned herself before him, leaning, gently angled in his direction from the forefront of the bed. My gaze intertwined with his, seizing the blend of astonishment and excitement danced in his expression. Ryan, I uttered, my tone gentle yet unwavering. This evening neither of us is solitary. Ryan swallowed hard, never averting one's gaze. His silence conveyed that he grasped the significance of my words. His hands clutched the edge of the bed tightly, yet his eyes had deepened, more courageous. Gingerly, I inclined myself toward his, gently cradling his cheeks with my palms. Let us simply embrace this moment. Tonight, I whispered, bringing my lips nearer to his. Do not question anything. Do not fear anything. Ryan's breath quickened, yet he remained steadfast, not even for a moment. At that instant we were both fleeing our solitude, discovering solace in one another. Existence. Ryan's breath came in, accelerated. His eyes appeared to be striving to seize each nuance of the occasion, as if he sought to engrave it upon his memory. He paused for a moment, then raised his hands, resting on my waist, exuding a blend of confidence and ambiguity. The initial reluctance transformed into a fervent longing. I found myself unable to master my own breath. Either way, I could sense the weight of the moment resonated deep within me. Ryan, I softly murmured as I tenderly traced my fingers along his cheek, using my hands. This feeling is so abundant and it is exquisite. Ryan maintained his gaze, responding in a tone that was profound yet quivering with heat. My sentiments echo yours. Yet, isn't it all unfolding at an astonishing pace? This sensation that envelopes me. It possesses an undeniable strength and it is so exquisite. It's likely that you've figured out that I have never embarked on an endeavor quite like this before. A smile blossomed on my face. I inclined my body forward, moved nearer and pressed a gentle kiss upon his forehead. Ryan, at times it's more effective when you refrain from overanalyzing. Simply embrace the moment and let it carry you forward, I remarked, in a comforting manner. Ryan took a moment to pause for a brief instant, yet then gradually moved his hands from my waist upward, drawing me nearer. As our breaths intertwined and the distance that once separated us vanished, I was aware this moment has the potential to become a pivotal juncture in the tapestry of our existence. It was not a lengthy wait, and Ryan, panting and surrendering completely, he allowed himself to be free, just as I had advised. The momentum continued, and it was nothing short of exhilarating. I reclined next to him afterward. He appeared so joyful, as if he had finally released everything, the tension he felt. Ryan's powerful arms were enveloped in a firm embrace, securing me near. My head lay gently upon his chest, where the steady rhythm resonated, the rhythm of his heartbeat. The rhythmic sound resonated, both calming and oddly invigorating. Unbeknownst to me, my fingers delicately wove intricate designs, spanning his chest. Ryan inhaled deeply, exhaled softly and murmured, "Diane, this sensation I'm experiencing at this moment. I have never experienced such tranquility and at peace before." His voice carried a blend of truthfulness and astonishment. I offered a smile, yet did not meet his gaze, still resting her head resting gently on his chest. "Is that so?" I whispered. "Indeed," he continued, his tone soft and measured, gliding one of his hands to my back, drawing me nearer. "Throughout my existence I have been pursuing something elusive. I never imagined I would pause to savor a moment such as this. Yet, in this moment, sharing this space with you, it simply renders every effort meaningful." The words enveloped me in a comforting embrace, igniting a warmth that radiated from within. As I reclined, I found myself attuned to the consistent cadence of his breathing. I responded, "Ryan, simply being in your presence fills me with a sensation that has eluded me for an eternity. Unique." Ryan ran his fingers through my hair, a gentle smile dancing on his lips. "I suppose we've exchanged precisely what we required," he remarked. With a sense of contemplation, I raised my head just a fraction to gaze upon him. The sincerity and liberation his expression conveyed everything. "So let us simply leave it as it is," I insisted. "Let's immerse ourselves." Up to this moment, Ryan nodded slowly, nodded in silent accord. We simply remained entwined, enveloped in one another, embracing the warmth of the moment envelopes us. Beyond the stillness and shadowy, the light seemed to exist solely for us. Leaning my head against Ryan's chest, I shut my eyes and allowed a serene moment envelopes me. As a thought quietly infiltrated my mind, I began to envision the moment of inviting him to remain here alongside me to create this home, these serene alcoves and solitary evenings, something more vibrant with his presence. The notion of incorporating him into my realm stirred. Everything seems brighter, fuller. Of course, I was unaware of where that might lead. Guide us. What thrilling days were deeper connections on the horizon? Yet the one certainty I held was that our narrative was not conclusion reached. This was merely the start of something intriguing. Keep your eyes peeled. If you have taken it has come to this point, I am certain my narrative holds significance, resonated deeply with you. There's so much more to reveal, and you'll find it hard to resist. Don't let it slip away. Tap that follow button, activate alerts, and remember to leave. I eagerly anticipate the unfolding of this tale. I would love to hear your thoughts. Let's have a conversation in the comments. Your encouragement holds great significance, universe, to me.